welcome to Thoughts. I'm your host, Josie James. Now, this episode, we're going to be talking about politics and some other things. Well, let's get to it. Okay, well, first I'm going to go ahead, let me try and talk about the other things real quick. As you know, we've got our script done. We are talking to a videographer who's interested in helping, and our last conversation, well, it was a text. He's talking about payment. As you know, we're also going to be doing a Kickstarter for this, so hopefully we'll find out some more. He does for some type of legal group, so we'll see how that goes. We're also still looking for other actors to play various parts that'll be mainstay characters, things like that. So it's now on to the main topic of the show real quick. Well, not real quick, but we've got the current, presidential elections coming up, and we've got the Republicans on one side, Democrats on the other. 3 Republicans still running, 2 Democrats still running, and I'm going, oh boy. Now, first I'm going to talk about the Republicans, since everybody seems to be. The numero uno spot seems to be Donald Trump. People, whatever you do, don't vote for him, please. Okay, one, so far he's proven to be racist, misogynist, sexist, and a bully. I'm sorry, if anyone saw the footage where, some guy came running up towards the stage and apparently was going to either attack him or punch him or something. Did anyone see how he reacted? Then, I could have. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, all this macho. Me man. Please. He's a bully and a coward. Okay. One, as far as I keep hearing, he's a businessman. The United States isn't a business, it's a country. And he's not a successful businessman. There's a group, I'm trying to remember the name, unfortunately this is off the top of my head, stuff I've read, where they showed if he just took his daddy's money, put it into a trust fund that followed, I think, the S&E funds, instead of only being worth $2.6 billion right now, which is still a lot of money, he did something else like, practice macrame or something, he'd be worth a little over $8 billion right now. Instead, he has failed in every business venture he's done. He has filed bankruptcy repeatedly. In fact, a couple times it looks like he filed bankruptcy in order to intentionally lose money so he wouldn't have to pay workers' compensation. Which means that's the little guy he's supposedly going to help out if he becomes president. He screwed out workers who, in order to be able to sell out to his business partner who got the whole thing for a dime. That's not good business practices. That's crooked business practices. If you intentionally file bankruptcy when you have the money to cover it, no, that's a man who's only interested in himself and in power. So, no, that's not someone who's good for the economy, not good for the world view. There are other countries that are already saying, if he becomes your president, we're out of any deal. No, that's a crook. Okay, that man, no. That man makes former President Nixon look good right now. Second Republican running for office, Ted Cruz. God selected me. What? I don't think God's an idiot. And the man is so sleazy, he probably slides on sand. I mean, no. It's just, and he's almost as bad as Trump. He's just not as vocal about it. He tries to be schmarmy and nice about it. And, please. The third, Kasich. Now, as an Ohio native, no. I'm still wondering how we're even surviving here in Ohio. We've got one of the lowest economic growth spurts. Most of the growth spurts happening in the United States are, of course, thanks to Obama and what he's been trying to do. But it's been slowed down because, unfortunately, we've got this Republican who's still screwing over everybody. He's screwing over women's rights. He's screwing over... no. Kasich just seems to be the best, not the worst. He's still... No, that's just as bad. Real quick, if you're wondering where I'm at right now, I'm in a laundry room at place where I'm living. We're getting ready to move, so this was like the quietest place to find. And what seems to be kind of a recurring thing sometimes, I'm doing laundry. So, yeah, I mean, how many of my episodes have I done where I've been folding up laundry? So, yeah. Now, that's the Republican candidates. Seriously. No GOP. I mean, look at what they've been doing as far as every time Obama's proposed something to try. The recent thing with the Supreme Court justices, him nominating, and they've been saying, no, we're not going to do this. No, this should be wait till the next president. They're hoping on a Republican. So they can keep putting out these skewed 1950s Republican Red Scare nonsense. We need to get all the Republicans out of office right now. And some Democrats, because there's some pretty dirty Democrats, too. Now, to the Democratic Party, the two last standing, of course, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Right now, and either of those two is a better choice than what we're currently seeing in the Republicans. My viewpoint on this is kind of skewed as far as I want to see Bernie Sanders take the presidency, but I want him to go ahead and take Hillary with him as a VP. When Bill Clinton was in office and we had actually a surplus in this country, if you blinked wrong, you had a job, you had a good paying job. She can help with the economic because she helped Bill. Even he said when he was having trouble figuring things out, she stepped forward and helped him. So she knows the economy. Foreign affairs, she's kind of shaky on. I mean, even though I think she's just, in all honesty, I think she ended up in a couple of bad situations, and no one would have shined in those situations. But some of her reviews, I have to say, no, she's a little bit too gung-ho to go on guns blazing. Thinks she's trying to be one of the boys, and she should just be herself. Okay, but that's why I said my vote right now is for Bernie. Okay, and for those that say, well, no, take a look at what he's actually done. Now, I'm gonna give some really sound advice. You're talking about someone running for the presidency. Look at what they've actually done. Okay, Trump has done nothing. He's failed at everything. Cruz. Obstruction, not trying to help out the middle class or the lower classes, rich buddies, religious zealots. No, this is a country that's based on separation of church and state. They need to get over themselves. Okay, and this isn't directed at as far as that statement goes, no, this isn't directed at all Christians. I know quite a few Christians that even they're looking at him going, no. Okay, they realize and understand that there are other religions, and if you're going to be true to your religion, you have to respect other religions. And that's one of the things, their, spiritual guide, so to speak, Jesus Christ, was about. He met with the other, he wasn't, was he mad at? The money changers. Okay, the people who were swindling people in the name of religion. So on and on. And plus Ted Cruz, him and his father said, he's anointed by God. God has selected him to be the next president. God, the Christian God, I would hope, is not an idiot. Okay, his followers, that's another story. Now, And then coming back to Kasich, he's just your standard Republican and is just as dirty and just as 1950-ish thinking as the rest of them. Now, he's been a little bit more moderate on saying, no, wait a minute, this is our president. Why are we obstructing? So I'll give him some credit. I will give him some credit. But as a president, no, he's already screwing over one state. Let's not let him screw over the country. Now, those are my views on that. As I said, I'm going with Feel the Burn, go with Bernie Sanders. Let me continue on down. Bernie Sanders, from a standpoint of looking at his history, he's so far every decision he's made, every vote he's done, he's voted on the right side of history. Okay, he started out in the civil rights movement, has an arrest record because of it. Okay, no convictions, thankfully, so he can't run for president. He managed to get it overturned, but he was part of the civil rights movement. He's always helped the middle and lower classes. He believes in, these 1%ers that aren't paying their fair share should be paying their fair share. So, and we'll go on with that. There he is. Hillary, when her husband Bill was in office, of course, we had one of the more economically satisfying periods of time. There was a couple things I think Bill Clinton did that he shouldn't have. I don't know if that reflects on Hillary or not. When he was pulling the Pell Grants out of the prisons, and that'll refer back to my sex offender episode when I was talking about education in the prisons. There are police that would rather have an educated man coming out of prison than a non-educated man, and he pulled the Pell Grants out of the prisons, which was really not his to do, but it was politically convenient. So bad thing, because the Pell Grant is not a federally owned grant. It's not a federal grant. It's a federally controlled grant. Okay, and they're trying to explain that the money isn't federal money. Okay, I believe it's an independent. From what I understand of it, I'll have to do some more research on this, but it is federally controlled. Okay, and for them just to yank it out of, it makes no sense. There are a few other updates that are running through my head right now as far as what's going on with the, that's my quick on the politics. And as I said, if you're going to vote for a candidate, don't go by what they're saying, because it's just stuff for the ears. And don't go by the look, because appearances are deceiving. Take a look what they've actually done on the issues, what they've done, what they've said, but not so much what they've said, what they have done. The number of Republicans that are currently, I'm for the vets, but they vote against vet benefits. That's for the vets. Wow. I just feel the love for the soldiers right there. Really do. So yeah, be careful what they say. Pay more attention to what they do. Okay, if they're saying, doing, and being what they say they're about, great. If it's for the American people, not for the uber rich. Bernie Sanders doesn't really like the uber rich, and I can't say I blame him. So, kind of like how I always say with the show, take a look at both sides of an issue and decide for yourself. In this case, I'm saying also research. Take a look at your candidate. I'm voting for Trump. Why? Did you fail the third grade? What? I'm voting for Trump. Why? Because God told me to. Okay, are you taking your medication? Kasich, why? Because I'm a native of Ohio. What? No, that's not a reason. That's not a reason to vote for somebody. Vote for Bernie Sanders? Well, why? Well, he's always stood up for the middle class. He tried to save life. He's voted against some of the wars that we went into that we should never have been in. Even when the stuff with Bush, he was like going, no. And it went through anyways, and he was going, He was face palming. So, he's definitely for the people. And as far as the religious viewpoint goes, yeah, he's Jewish, but it's like, that's my personal beliefs. My personal beliefs shouldn't have anything to do with other people's personal beliefs. So, there's actually a quote that he has said that I might have to get a look at later about that, where he speaks about religion. And, but he's always kept it, politics, religion, these are separate. Separation. There's a reason for this. It stops things like witch trials. Okay. And that's pretty much the talk on politics for now. And I'll go back into the other things for a bit. As I said, we're talking with the videographer. Our script is done. If anyone who happens to be watching this and knows me and Joe, the director and editor of this personally, and you know someone who you think might be able to play some of the parts that I'm still missing people for, because I've talked with several people. There was one guy who one of the parts was originally meant for. Well, two of the parts are still missing people because the people that were originally supposed to be for, you know, there was a conflict of interest, conflict of opinion, there were conflicts. So we're still looking for people, you know, that have the right look, that can at least ham it up a little bit. And yeah, if you haven't, you know who that is. If you can hear the meow, that's Serena down on my feet. I've already fed her, and she's being a brat. Well, I want to thank everyone who liked the video slideshow Joe did for his mom. Great deal of loss to all of us. So, but that's a guess to what's going on. The first script is done for Prince of the Amazons, and as I've said before, we are working on another script for a movie for in between episodes. We are looking for actors. We're going to be looking for locations. We're going to be doing a Kickstarter program soon. We're waiting till actually when we move, because we've got plotted out the video for the Kickstarter. And so you know, the other thing right now, we're working from the laptop right now. That we've got like a couple more weeks of payments to go, and we own this new laptop. So, and we managed to work out some of the same features. We're reclaiming some of the special effects that we lost, shots, things like that. Well, at least Joe is, from doing editing and sound checks, things like that. So we took a slide back briefly, but now we're moving forward again. It's a slow progress, but we're doing everything we can, and we will be getting on a Kickstarter. Part of the problem is, as I think I said it in a couple of the episodes, our camera was stolen. We've got a new camcorder, but we're still trying to figure out how to use the stupid thing. Because unfortunately, the instruction manual didn't come with it. We have gotten one that's downloaded, but it's 500 pages long. Once Joe gets the hang of that, figures out how to use it, I should be back to normally doing this in front of a camera instead of a laptop. Okay. And sorry, as I said, about the atmosphere here. This was just kind of a quick episode to keep everybody updated, talk about politics, as I didn't really want to, but and that's the show so far. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the day. And as I've said before, and especially when it comes to politics, think for yourself. Okay, take a look at both sides of an issue, and then in the case of politics, research the issue and decide for yourself. And don't let some loudmouth idiot, especially not me or Donald Trump, tell you what you're supposed to think. This is Josie James, and I had thoughts saying, you have a good day.